Hey, Matt, good morning. It's Rob Cesternino and Taran Armstrong here for RHAP. Nice to talk to you here today. Matt, tell us, how much of a blindside was it for you that the votes didn't go your way last night?
Yeah, it definitely was a blind side, but at the same time, I knew that anytime my seat is my, I was gonna be sitting in that seat, that the rhetoric of the House was gonna be, is this the moment we need to get him because we may never get it back? I knew that was gonna continually be the case. Unfortunately, I did end up in that seat against somebody that I really did care about. But I knew that was going to be the case. They took that shot; it paid off. I would have came back ready to compete and play. I didn't even get to play in a comp. I got to like move and run. So I didn't, I've been working out all this time for nothing, just to push some pucks. So I was ready to compete and didn't get the opportunity. So I think they took me out at the right time.
It seemed like you were relying on the Barbershop Alliance and their votes. How confident were you in that alliance?
Honestly, not a lot. Like there was definitely like, I started to be like, should we trust some of these people? And I wanted to play a game where at least if I were to go, people would have had to look at me and lie. And so that I felt like that was the best hand that I had at that point in the game. And that was the case, even for Quinn. Like Quinn looked at me yesterday in the face and said I had his vote no matter who I was going to be up against, and he did not vote for me. So at least I put him in that situation where, we had an alliance, people had communicated one thing, and now, if the role I just played was to change the game for everybody in the house for what we were going to watch this season to be, no, hey, we're playing a little bit harder than we thought. That was my role, and I'm glad I contributed, even if I'm sitting here with you guys.
Were you
Matt,
concerned that it was being called the BS Alliance?
Look at
was that
well,
a tell?
yeah, it could have been. For me, I was like, everybody's throwing BS around. I feel like Angela might have tossed some. I'm like, man, maybe I'm tossing some. Like everybody's got some thrown around, but at the end of the day, like I'll take the funny bit, man. That's amazing. But yeah, it's good. And so I knew that if I left, at least people would know. If you were somebody that could go into an alliance and then turn on it, do I want to align with you in the future? I felt like if I were to go, at least Leah and McKenzie know that Barbershop Alliance is not what we should have been putting our hope in, and it'll help their game, even if it all was at my expense.
Okay, Matt, that huge moment in the house with Angela, that it was such great television from where we're sitting, but can you just take us through what you were thinking as you started to hear the slow clapping?
Yeah, so this is like the at least like people will look back and be like, that was hilarious. Because I'm hearing clapping. Angela's had a really rough, past couple of days. A lot of people in the house, I mean, were very concerned about her, where her mental state was at. I'm pretty sure that even people at some point had given her space to like take a nap, which we always don't get. And so we were hoping she was gonna have a better day. I was too. I don't want to see anybody go through that. So she comes down clapping, and I'm sitting here like, I'm looking over, everybody's clapping, and I'm like, let's have a good day, y'all. Come on. And then and she looks at me, calls my name, and I thought she was gonna be like, Matt, would you get up and just like dance? Like, come on, let's have a good day. And I'm literally clapping for my own funeral. Like, what are we doing? And so like it's so funny like to look back on, and like even some of her disses, like they were so lyrical. Like I'm like, does Angela have a SoundCloud outside of here? Like they were great. Like, and I kept like, I'm trying to fall asleep, and I'm like, take the words out of my mouth, shove them up my.
She's like Kendrick Lamar.
I was like, these are bars. Like, what? And I'm like, I'm looking at this through the perspective of like my buddies back home, and they're like, dude, someone's grandma is throwing lyrical genius at Matt. Like, he's not doing good. So, like, yeah, what an experience, man. What an experience.
Did you know that she spent like a good portion of the night rehearsing the call out?
That's crazy. Like I'm like, I could never have like, she had to. I literally was like, I thought she had to have been like working with somebody else per some of these disses because they were so creative. Like Crazy Eyes was so specific that like I didn't understand it. Like in the moment, I was like, why is she so keen on like that specific language, you know? And I'm telling you, in the moment, she's like, I thought that somebody had like told her that I said her eyes were crazy. So I was trying to like understand. I couldn't even be offended because I'm like, so you like, and I paused. I was like, hold on, like, so are my eyes great or yours, or you think that whose eyes, like, you know? So you know, my eyes have never been talked about this much. At the end of the day, what an honor. You know, they're just brown.
So another one of the infamous lines of the call out was that she talked about her visitors and how they put on a great performance for a low budget movie. What was your understanding of that? Because basically what that was is that there was an alliance pitched to her the night before called The Collective that was like an 8 to 10 person alliance that was a genuine pitch, but that she believed was fake because they were all agents from you.
This is the first time hearing of this. Like, I didn't know. The Collective, first off, my fake alliance had a way cooler name. But I'm like, dude, what? I mean, in the moment, I'm serious. Like, she had to explain these disses to me. Like, I didn't catch that in the moment. Like, low budget movie, I was like, Angel, this is a TV show. Like, Big Brother's a TV show.
Right.
There's like episodes and not, you know, like trailers and theaters and stuff. So I didn't even like, they were honestly too creative for me. I like, in the moment, I was just like, I was so caught off guard that I couldn't eat. Like, she should have spent less time practicing and it would have burned more, you know? So I did not get it. And like, that's crazy. The Collective pitched by me? Come on, man. Like, I can't think of a cooler name than that.
Well, hey, don't tell Quinn that. He's been thinking about that name since he was in 5th grade.
Boy, Quinn, are you sparring a 5th grader? Come on now. Like, that name, we can do better.
Angela also had another sort of situation with Lisa. Can you tell me your perspective on that whole thing?
Oh my goodness. For me, I'm like, I'm exhausted at like all of Angela's game. And honestly, her game is working.
She is too.
Like, right. Yeah, like, give her a nap. Like, so like, it's just exhausting. Like, in the whole, it was so difficult to watch the vibe of our house go from, I can't believe we all love each other so much, to we all feel so unsafe. And with Lisa, like, there was a point where Lisa felt uncomfortable to go to the bathroom just because of Angela's presence. And I could not have played that game. I do not have that bone in me. I couldn't have gone 3 months, and I do not deserve to win this game because I cannot do that. And this game can require you to do that. And so when she called Lisa Tinkerbell because of her glitter, again, I'm like, wildly creative. Like, wow, never could have thought of that. Like, that was brilliant. Like, but like, come on, like, why? Like, I think with a lot of Angela's comments and moves, she could do without the personal, you know, comments. And so even with me, she could have said what she said and never have came for who I am. And I would tip my hat and I would clap and I'd look back and say, like, what a great, you know, move, which I still am, you know, but it was unnecessary. That comment towards Lisa was unnecessary. At the time, there was things getting thrown around about other things she had said that were wildly inappropriate around the house that, you know, shown or not, people were nervous about, you know, Angela from top to bottom. So I never could have done it. With Lisa, I mean, to even think like I gained her vote through, like I probably would have not had her vote had Angela just not blown up on her, and it would have been, you know, 9-2. Like, I gained a vote just by her demise and explosion is very interesting circumstances.
Okay, Matt, we got to run soon. Last thing before you go, you said with McKenzie, your story's not over yet. Are you waiting for McKenzie until she gets out of the house?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that is worth wrestling to the ground 100%. I was waiting on McKenzie and what McKenzie could be and represent before I went in the house, you know. So I'm 100%. I'm pulling her on. I hope that takes as much time as it does. I hope it takes up until finale. But if not, you know, she knows where I live. She knows how to find me. And I'll come and find her when she gets out. And that's kind of what we whispered in the last moments, that I'll come and find you, you come and find me, and we'll continue to wrestle it to the ground. But it's an honor to have played with a girl like her. She's strong. She's got an amazing presence and personality. And I think she's going to continue to carry herself really well.
Okay. Matt, thanks so much for talking with us today. Best of luck outside the house. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you so much. Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you all.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.